Hello everyone, welcome to the Saturday edition of This Day. It is July 18th. I'm Michael Taylor, glad to be here with you today. It's a little cooler than we had earlier in the week. Hopefully it's going to stay that way in our forecast. We'll get to that in a minute. Right now though, we're going to tell you who's on the show today. I'm at the desk, but Bree is going to be doing the interviews. Coach House Doug Starks is going to be here. She's going to be talking to him about their upcoming shows. Then she's going to do a costume change. She likes to change outfits in between. And then when she comes back, she'll be talking with XL Neurosurgery and Spine's very own Dr. Jeffrey Rowe about all the stuff they have going on there with their surgeries and their offerings here in the village. So stay tuned for that as well. Right now, though, we want to keep you informed. And folks, you get new shoes. Their soles are a little heavy. You may be pushing the pedal down a little bit too heavy in your car. Be careful. Golden Rain Foundation Laguna Woods Board of Directors has approved proposed revisions to, for the traffic monetary penalties. So the price of the speeding tickets in the village are going to be going up effective September 1st. So make sure that you are not speeding through here or doing anything crazy. The revisions apply to speeding violations. All other traffic, parking, pedestrian, RV related penalties are going to remain unchanged. But if you're speeding, the penalties are going up. So be careful about that. Keep the speed safe and sane for everybody in the village. There you go. Little reminder from us here that September 1st, those fines are going up. All right, let's take a check of our weather forecast. And we got some nice temperatures compared to earlier this week. Some nice temperatures for us in the forecast here. We got low 80s, looks like right there across the board for the next 5 days. Saturday, today is going to be the warmest day, but you know, by a degree or two, right? And then Sunday, 81, Monday, 80 degrees, and maybe a few more clouds. We've been having really sunny skies right when we get up, so clouds are returning maybe just a little bit of marine layer, hopefully coming back soon. And like I said, right there, forecast 80 degrees and the 60s overnight. Let's check our sunrise, sunset. We got a beautiful shot here from Playa Mujeres in Cancun, Mexico. Cole Young went down there, down to Cancun. I love Cancun. Cancun's a beautiful space. Great diving, great snorkeling, and great beaches. So get down there. If you've never been down there, it's worth the trip. Sunrise this morning is 5:51. Sunset tonight is going to be 8:02. If you have a picture you'd like to send us, we'd love to see it. Earlier this week, we had that cool egret walking down the street right here in Laguna Woods, and now we got the picture from Mexico. Wherever you go on vacation or you're right here in town, send us some beautiful shots. We love to use them. Email them, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we'll use it in our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, Bree's going to be here with Doug Starks from the Coach House. Stay with us.
Introducing Vasco Assets, Southern California's premier luxury asset buyer and lender. With over 100 years of combined industry experience and 43 years serving Orange County, Vasco Assets specializes in luxury watches, fine jewelry, diamonds, gold, and exotic vehicles. No banks, no credit checks, no complicated approvals, just fast evaluations, competitive offers, and same-day funding. Whether you're unlocking liquidity, selling a collection, or securing a short-term loan, Vasco Assets delivers a trusted white glove experience from start to finish. Vasco Assets, trusted by clients who expect more.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. I've got Doug Starks with me here from Coach House. Doug, you've got a lot of things going on. You've got recent milestones, upcoming shows, special events, supporting local veterans. I cannot wait to talk about that. But first, just want to welcome you to the show.
Thank you. It's always good to be here. And it's
always
good
to be here. Yeah. The last time you were here, you brought me a box of pink donuts.
Okay, and I didn't bring in this time.
I know, but I got to give you a hard time about it because I wouldn't have eaten them anyway.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of healthy eating, so.
It's still fun. I don't know. You bit into that one like it was going to get away from you last time. But welcome back. It has been a while.
It
so
has.
Catch me up. Coach House just celebrated.
Coach House is, just coming out of its 45th year anniversary. And it's also the oldest concert venue in the country that's been owned by one sole proprietor.
Is that right?
Yeah, his name is Gary Fogner. And he's 84 years old, and he's still hands-on with the daily operations of the Coach House. He greets every artist that comes to perform there personally, and
That is fantastic. I did not know that trivia.
Yeah. It's a landmark. A lot of we've been privileged to have a lot of larger name acts come there because of the legacy of the Coach House, and it's a great place to see great artists in an intimate setting. You don't have to watch anything on a projected screen. You're like just real close, and the artists love it as well because of that same reason. So.
Now we talked about this before the show started. It has been a while since I've been there, but I do remember having dinner at the Coach House as well. Are they still doing the dinner and the show?
They do. It's much reminiscent of like a Vegas showroom when you could go and see and have dinner and a show. It's got that kind of vibe to it.
And is that every show?
Every show.
Really?
Every show. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I do need to go back.
We don't mess around. We don't mess around.
You don't mess around.
We do it well.
Speaking of not messing around, you have the Rat Pack tribute coming up.
Yeah, it's called The Chairman and Board. It's coming up on July 26th.
Okay.
And it's a Sunday evening. It's a 7 p.m. show.
Sounds like a fun thing to do on a Sunday evening.
It is. It is. It's a great show. It's a great show, and we enjoy doing it. And we're also doing this show to raise awareness and support for an organization, a nonprofit organization that is based in South Orange County called Homebound Veterans. And
I definitely want to talk to you about that. I did want to roll just a little bit of a take from your Rat Pack tribute.
I'd love that.
Okay, that'd be great. Yeah, let's roll that and watch it.
Keep this party polite. Never get out of my sight. Please stick with me, baby. I'm the guy that you can live with. Be a lady. Be a lady. Not be a lady. Tonight. Oh, yeah. Hey, San Francisco, it's too cold and damn. That's why the lady. That's why the lady. That's why the lady is a tramp.
So, Doug, you are hosting a special fundraiser.
Yes.
Right?
It's raising
Homeward
awareness.
Bound. I want to hear about this. Sounds so special. Tell me all about it.
So I was approached by a gentleman who founded this organization, and we were talking, and he told me that there's approximately 22 veterans that commit suicide a day in the United States
That is
due to
heartbreaking.
PTSD and other combat-related complications. And my heart sunk. And I think about like this month being a month that we celebrate this nation's independence. You think about some of the brave people who actually fought diligently and valiantly for that, and how they are having a personal war on our soil. And it goes unspoken. So my heart went out, and I thought that it's our siblings, our parents, our grandparents, our relatives, our friends. It's our obligation.
And we can't even begin to know what they experienced.
No.
Right?
No.
It's almost like this silent war in their minds, right?
Yeah.
And I would imagine a lot of them probably feel a little isolated.
Yeah,
Like
and
you
that's
can't really connect unless they were, with their comrades. And
and that's one of the great things about this organization. They help. A lot of them are displaced, so they're not living anywhere. So they help them get housing, so they can have an address and actually qualify for veterans benefits and other benefits that are available for veterans, and they're housed with other veterans. They have therapy and other support systems that allow them to reconnect with the community and thrive.
Get back into society, right?
Yeah. Find their place. Find their place. Yeah. So this show, we want to help raise awareness. We want to help raise some support, and we want to have some fun while we're doing it.
So so tell us what type of a show this is. Is it music?
It's music. We, the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin were some of the key players in that, and that's what we'll be paying tribute to.
All encompassing
Yeah.
in your veterans.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So it's a great night of great music. We've got a great band led by Michael Evans out of Las Vegas. He's our musical director. It's a great big band, toe-tapping, finger-snapping songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might even get people out of their seats.
Yeah, it's not unusual. It's not unusual.
Is it unusual to get them on the tables?
The last time I did this show, I actually tap danced on the table. So
Did you?
see if we do that again.
Why does that not surprise me?
Got a lot of energy.
That's fantastic. Awesome. That's great. So you've had a lot of incredible performers over the years.
Yeah.
What stands out the most to you?
Miles Davis was an incredible show to see at the Coach House. B.B. King, Dave Mason, Kenny Loggins, Ray Charles.
Wow.
Ray Charles, yeah.
Wow.
And that's what I was saying. We get these large names because the club has such a reputation for Gary's culture is about making that venue a home for that artist that day. And we do that. And artists just love being there.
And are you sold out almost every night? It seems like you should be. If you're
Most of our shows are pretty close to sold out, but there's still time to buy tickets. Pretty close to sold out. And a lot of people come to the Coach House just because they want to be in that vibe. They just want to witness the vibe. It's really a community vibe once you get in there. Some people come from out of town and they just want to be there, and they say, we don't know who's playing, but we want to come tonight.
Right.
So.
Do you know what the origin of the name of it is, Coach House?
I do not. I think back like 250 years ago, right, when this town was being founded, that it was a place for transportation, like coach houses or stagecoaches to water their horses. So that's why we have a big water barrel, I believe, just conjecture on my part.
But then we've got the double-decker London bus on there too, so
yeah,
it's kind of throwing me off a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know where that connection is.
We'll have to do our research here.
Yeah.
Figure that out. So looking ahead, you've got the halfway through the year. Mm-hmm. What are your plans for fall?
My
winter?
plans. I always have a lot of plans. I'm actually producing a documentary series called Microphone Check. It's currently on YouTube, where we cover an exclusive behind-the-scenes look into creating a concert event and talking candidly with the artists that do that. I perform regularly as a stand-up comic, doing this tribute show to the Rat Pack, and I also have a show where we do Stevie Wonder, celebrating his life in music and social contributions. I stay busy.
Yeah, you've got a lot of talent, so you've got to utilize
You're
all
just
of
saying
those.
that because it's true. Thank you, Brie.
Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character that I play?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm still studying, trying to be me, trying to do a good me.
We can never get that wrong.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You're always going to know where you are.
Yeah. My favorite show to do, I love Sammy Davis Jr., and he has been has had an incredible impact on my life. Not just as someone admired him, I got to know Sammy Davis Jr. and spend time with him.
Sure.
Yeah, so
you
when
ever
I do
work
this
with him?
show, never worked with him, but I watched him work a lot. I've danced with him. And just to kind of carry his legacy forward and represent him and all that he stood for, I'm honored to do this show, and I love it every time I do it.
Oh, that's great. Do you do it at least once a year? Or
Oh, God, we do more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even travel with it, so yeah.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
We're not going to Iceland with it, but
You're not
we
going
get
to
around.
Iceland.
But we get around.
All right. Well, Doug, it's always such a pleasure to have
Likewise,
you here.
Bree.
And tell our viewers and our audience again, where can they get tickets?
You can call the Coach House box office at 949-496-8930. You can make your reservations over the phone, or you can go to thecoachhouse.com and you can buy your tickets online. If you come by the Coach House box office at 33157 Camino Capistrano in San Juan Capistrano, you can buy them in the box office, and you'll meet some of the wonderful staff that help make that vibe happen at the Coach House.
All right. Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Likewise. Thank you
Good
for
luck on
having
the
me.
show. Thank you. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
If you're living with spinal stenosis, sciatica, or any other spine issue, you're not alone. And you do have options. Our minimally invasive procedures mean most patients are walking just hours after surgery. Call Excel Health today and let's talk about what we can do for you.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. How many of you out there love to play your sports, but maybe limited due to back or neck pain? Well, here to give us all the reasons why you don't have to live with that, I've got Dr. Rowe from Excel Neurosurgery and Spine with me today. Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great. I don't have any back pain, so I don't have any neck pain, so
That's a good thing, right?
But I will tell you what, sometimes, you kind of wake up with a little kink, right? And you're not even sure where it came from, possibly in your sleep. But you're here to address issues that go beyond just a daily soreness, right? A lot of our viewers here in Laguna Woods Village, as I mentioned, are very, very active, but sometimes they are limited by the pain. So where are you seeing demographics sort of in the 60s, 70s, 80s? What type of category are they falling into in terms of back or neck pain? And it's probably not even, you don't even have to stop at that age. I mean, I noticed in your logo, you had sort of a younger person with just a small Band-Aid across her back. We'll talk about that. But in terms of our viewers today, what are you seeing that's happening the most?
The way I like to think about what's happening to all of us actually as we age is that all moving parts at some point wear down. Just like in a car. You can have brake pads that wear down, you can have tire treads that wear down. The tire can get flat. So it's very similar to all the moving parts that we have in our body, including our joints, including our discs. They can wear out over time. And that's a normal phenomenon. So it happens to everybody. Nobody
can't escape it.
Is immune from that. Where we come in is when there is pressure typically on a nerve and or the spinal cord that causes pain from typically nerve compression. And so we always treat patients, first of all, non-operatively with medications, injections, physical therapy. If those things fail, then we consider other options, very ultra minimally invasive options that can help patients get back to their normal lives.
Mm-hmm. So you've switched, I assume, from the traditional fusion of the discs, right? When you do have that herniated disc, to what you're mentioning is the ultra minimalization of being able just to chip away or cut away those little herniated discs, right?
Absolutely. In fact, previously the thought was to not only fuse, but do it in an open traditional way. So as a spine surgeon, I can take a look at the spine either by opening up the skin and the soft tissues and literally filleting open the spine. That's traditional spine surgery. And that's why a lot of the outcomes were not so great. But now we've advanced to the point now where we can literally make an incision the size of a pencil eraser, go in with a high definition camera and endoscope, and then with another tiny little incision, we can do all the work that we typically did in an open fashion through this ultra minimally invasive technique.
It's fascinating. And that's all sort of developed within the last 10 years, right?
That's right.
Yes.
So you can kind of think of it this way as well. Like we evolved from being able to look directly into the spine, then we were able to make smaller and smaller incisions and then use a high-powered microscope to help us look at the spine. But now what we're doing is we're taking that high-powered camera and putting it through a tiny little incision,
right,
going down into the spine itself and doing the surgery or the procedure through a very minimally invasive portal.
Dr. Rowe, in the case of like a bone spur, or what are you calling them, a burr or spur?
Bone spur, yes.
A bone spur that also, you may or may not have a herniated disc associated with it, but it's also impinging on a nerve and creating a lot of discomfort and pain. Can you perform the same procedure to remove the spur?
Absolutely. And that spur typically comes from an area around the foramen, which is essentially a hole that the nerve exits out of your spine. Over time, you can develop these bone spurs that then cause what we say is stenosis or pinching of the nerves. But we can now literally go straight down to that area, visualize the nerve, and the stenosis that they have, the pinching, and then take tiny little micro instruments and start chipping away at that bone spur, and then take the pressure off the nerve through a very minimally invasive technique.
And that is instant relief.
That is typically instant relief because you're taking the pressure off the nerve, but it also does depend on how long the nerve has been pinched.
Oh, is that right?
Because I like to kind of describe it as a garden hose. If you had a hose that was watering a bed of flowers, and then you ran your truck right directly over that garden hose, that flow would stop. Now, if that pressure on that nerve comes off immediately, then the flow comes back immediately. But in a lot of cases, when that truck has been on that nerve for weeks, months, and maybe even years,
Right.
when you take that pressure off that nerve, it's still kind of crimped, and it does take a little bit longer for that nerve to recover.
So is that sort of an overnight sensation when somebody does develop a spur or even a herniated disc? Is it instant pain, or is that something that sort of gradually grows and then one day someone's like, wow, what just happened? But yet it had been growing for quite some time.
It depends on whether or not it's an acute event versus a subacute event versus a chronic event. So in the case of a disc herniation, that's typically an acute type of pain where you have a hole in that covering of that disc, which is called the annulus fibrosus. You can kind of think of it as the dough outside of the jelly donut. And that it's good to have the jelly in that donut, but if you have a hole in that donut and some jelly oozes out and it causes pinching of the nerve, that can be pretty instantaneous. And so in those type of conditions, like a herniated disc, we can try an injection, we can try medications, we can try physical therapy. In fact, I've had 2 separate disc herniations in my lumbar spine in my life, and it was the most excruciating pain that I've ever experienced. So I can completely empathize with the pain that my patients are experiencing.
Right.
But luckily, I had an epidural steroid injection, and it just really helped me.
Right, but that's
Almost
temporary.
instantaneously. That is temporary, but it can act as a bridge until that disc shrinks back. If all those things fail, then we can go in there with an endoscope, with this less than 1 hour surgery through 2 tiny little incisions, take out that disc herniation. The patient, in most cases, will feel relief right away. When it gets a little bit more chronic, like the bone spurs, as you were talking about, and a patient has had stenosis for quite some time, we can still take the pressure off the nerve, but those nerves typically take a little bit longer for them to experience the recovery. So the recovery in and of itself can be a little bit more subacute because you're taking the pressure off the nerve, but it takes a little while for that nerve to recover.
Yeah, sometimes it takes up to a year, right?
It can,
for
yes.
years for nerves to recover. What would you say in the case of somebody who has had multiple herniations? Sometimes 2, 3, 4 in a row. I know you said that you had 2. Was it on separate areas of the spine and neck, or were they on top of each other?
In my personal case, it was in the same level, the same side, actually.
Really?
Yes. So
Is that possible?
it is possible
Yes.
because, as I mentioned to you, when you have that defect in that covering of the nerve or the disc called the annulus, that defect really doesn't go away. But the body can sort of create a little plug so it minimizes the risk of it re-herniating. But that chance of it herniating from that hole, that annular defect, is always there.
Okay. And so a herniated disc can cause multiple different types of pains, right? You can either suffer from a headache, you can have loss of feeling or numbness in your arms, or it can go down your leg. How does somebody know, oh, this isn't just a headache, this is my discs are herniated, so I must go see a neurosurgeon? What would you say to somebody who develops any number of those sort of other types of pains that they wouldn't associate it with having a herniated disc?
Yeah, so the type of symptoms that you're describing is really dependent upon where that compression is occurring. So it's most common in the neck or the cervical spine and or the back, the lumbar spine, because there's a lot of motion that occurs in those areas, in your neck and in your back. So once a patient starts experiencing those symptoms, for instance, headaches in the back of the neck or occipital-based headaches, that can be caused by nerve impingement. And then if you start feeling pain that radiates or goes from the neck to either the shoulders or down to the arms to the hands, and it's also then associated with numbness, tingling, what we call paresthesias, that's probably related to nerve impingement in your cervical spine. Now, when you're talking about sciatica, that's typically a result of the nerves of the lower back or the lumbar spine. That's when those nerves get pinched off. So when they talk about the sciatica, that's typically nerve pain that results from impingement in the lower back or lumbar spine. And both can be pretty debilitating.
Right. All right, Dr. Rowe, I knew this wouldn't be enough time for us today, but let's let our audience know where you're located.
Yes, so we're in beautiful Aliso Viejo at 2 Journey Suite 200. And it's really right down the street from here, probably about 10 minutes away. It's 949-998-6625. And or you can reach us at excelneurosurgeryspine.com.
Fantastic. Well, I have more questions to ask you and more to talk about, so you have to come back.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be back after these messages.
You know, people ask me about real estate here in the village all the time. I live here, and as a realtor, I know buying and selling in our community is different. There are specific rules and details that really matter, and having someone who truly knows how it works is important. If questions come up for you or someone you know, give me a call. I'm your Laguna Woods Insider. Please call me, Melissa Fort, your Laguna Woods Insider at 949-478-5888, or visit my website.
And welcome back, everybody. Let's talk Saturday movie. We got a good one for you. This is a real classic, a real great comedy, a romantic comedy. It is as good as it gets. It's directed by James L. Brooks, starring Jack Nicholson, a single mother and waitress, and misanthropic author, and a gay artist form an unlikely friendship after the artist is assaulted in a robbery. It is a fun one. It's brought to us by Pacific Financial Planners. Going to be at 2 p.m. with the subtitles and 6 p.m. without those subtitles. It's a fun watch. If you haven't seen it, even if you have seen it, watch it again. It's a great one. Let's take a quick check of our forecast before we head out, and we got temperatures in the 80s, and that's all you really have to say about that. 82 today, that's going to be our high, and then low 80s for the rest of the weekend and into next week. Maybe a little bit of a return of the marine layer in the mornings, but really it's been very sunny for the past few days, and I think that pattern is going to continue in the 60s, mid-60s overnight. All right, folks, Monday on the program, we're going to be welcoming to the show folks from Providence. Dr. Seth Teagan's going to be here, and community bridge builders are also going to be here, so stay tuned for that one. I'll be here as well. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.